Hello, 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 everyone from the 9 Steps to Life Change course. What do you call yourselves? Like course mates, classmates, group mates? Maybe you're not mates at all, but I am here signing in, and you know what? I realized that I don't know how to tell who is here unless I have my other computer up. So I'm just going to do that real quick here. Somehow, oh yes, I do. Like there's 4 viewers. That's a good start. So hello, 4 viewers. How are you? But I can't see the chat. So let me just see if I can figure that out. Over here on this side, turn off volume and see what I can do here. But in the meantime, make yourself comfortable. Maybe write something in the chat box there if you can. Hopefully, I know there has been some trouble doing that, but if you can see the chat and you can make a comment, I would love for you to say who you are, who is here, and I don't know, your top strength maybe. And let's just get this one going here on this other side. So here we go. Catch up to live. I am live. Okay, there's Sharon and Annie. It looks like you guys are both on. That's awesome. And a couple other people are on and off. So thank you for being here, Sharon. I know you've gone through some things recently, so I'm glad that you're able to see and hang out with us tonight. This is our June office hours for the 9 Steps to Life Change course. I just have to do a little bit of a shout out to our group coaching members. So a couple of the people who joined up with us this last time around that the course went up for sale in April, joined for group coaching, Anne and Marco. And then I put it out there if any of you wanted to join up, and Tiffany took me up on that. And so Anne, Marcus, and Marcus and Tiffany met with me yesterday, just kind of like this, except for I could see them as well. So there is a difference. Instead of just talking to the camera, I'm talking to them. And so we really had a fantastic time. And I was reflecting today that just how important it is for us to bounce our strengths and ideas off each other. Several are the point at where we are in the 9 Steps to Life Change is around step 3 and 4. Step 3 is to get insight about your strengths from the mirrors that are around you. You know, I talk about, our strengths are like our face. We walk around with them all the time. They do a lot for us. They mean a lot to us. People see them. We can change the tone of a room by using them, but we don't really necessarily see them, and not like the other people that are around us that see these things in us. And so Anne and Marcus and Tiffany were able to really give some great insights about the people around them who see their strengths in them show up in different ways, sometimes for the good and sometimes for the challenge. And but the thing that I was most struck by was just how well they were able to, or you were able to, if you're on here or watching this replay, just encourage each other and give each other insight into what your strengths are, just as you listen to each other and your stories. And that has everything to do with showing up kind of from a vulnerable position as well, kind of putting yourself out there and your strengths and your challenges. So thank you for doing that. It's an encouragement to me, and I mention it here so that it would be an encouragement to you, the rest of you who are still walking the steps. Of course, spoiler alert, those of you who have made it to step 9 know that we are constantly living these steps. So maybe we're not watching the videos, and maybe we're not, as methodically going through our journal, but we have the journal there, your 9 steps journal, to continue to be able to walk those steps. And we do that in some way, shape, or form every day if we really are experiencing life change through our strengths, and we're really trying to harness them every day. So even if you've already walked through the steps, you've already passed 3 and 4, technically, the first time around, I I would encourage you to find somebody that you can share your strengths finder report with, and see what they think, how it lands with them. Maybe it's someone different than you did the first time around, and if they can give you any additional feedback or insight. I want to make sure, changing topics a little bit, that you know that you can access your full 34 strengths. It used to be a $90 purchase, which was, I think, a $75 upgrade from your top 5. And they have had a huge pricing change because of an extremely huge demand, a cry out for something that just feels a little bit more accessible. If you were to buy right from the beginning, the set of full 34 at this point, it would be $50, $49.99. And if you upgrade, it's $39.99. And through July 31st, you can get that upgrade to your full 34 for $30. So, and that is by using a discount code that they have given to Gallup certified coaches, which was a fun and thoughtful thing for them to do. And so I would love to give that to you. I will, Andy, can you make a note in our Trello board there just to put that in my follow-up email as I send out this replay, to put the discount code for the full 34 in there, because I'm gonna have to look that up because I sent it out. Hopefully you already received the email from me, and maybe some of you have done that. I know the folks I was talking to yesterday all already have their full 34. So there's some additional insight to be gleaned for sure, especially your 6 through 10. Man, these are things that we reach for every day as well. And especially if you ever felt like something was missing, or you feel a little bit uncertain about your top 5, oftentimes there's something hanging out in number 6 that you're just like, there that is, you have mostly strategic thinking themes in your 1 through 5, and you're like, but I feel very relational. Well, maybe they're hanging out there 6 through 10. And then the bottom of our report, which of course our eyes are totally drawn towards, that's the first thing we want to do when we get our full 34, is look at 28 through 34. It gives us an idea of where our blind spots might be. And I just encourage you not to spend too much time down there, but rather look at them, and just to know, if there's people around you for whom those bottom strengths for you are their top strengths, there might be some more potential for miscommunication or misunderstanding or frustration. So that's where that comes in handy. I had a client the other day say, well, I got my full 34, so I'm not as weak, and work on that. No, that's not what we're doing here. We are, reorienting our mind. And that is it's a hard thing to do, because our world constantly tells us that we should figure out where the things are that we don't do as well and improve on those, so that we could be more well-rounded, that we could be, that we would be more successful, more happy, more fulfilled in what we're doing if we can work on some of those weaknesses. And we got to mitigate for them. We're not going to ignore them, but I'm living proof that if we are going to be more successful if we focus on where we're strong and focus on developing those things and not the weak points. So use your full 34 with gusto and with a little bit of caution. And I do hope that you go ahead and grab that. So that's the news on the full 34 report. Again, that's through July 31st that you can grab that at the $30 upgrade fee or upgrade cost. Let's see. So I think general announcements and such. If you are on and you have any thoughts or questions that have come up over the last couple of weeks, or you have any ways that you've seen your strengths show up, or that you wish you would have seen your strengths show up, I would love for you to put some of those things in your in the chat room here. I know there's a few extra people on. I'm looking down at the chat right now. But so far only a couple people chatting in. So if you have any thoughts or questions, please do put those in the chat box, and I will answer those live here. And as you're thinking about that, or in the meantime, the thing that's on my mind right now is the summer. And as I have been thinking about the summer, I was inspired by another friend to really be intentional about what what the summer is, because I already feel like we're talking about the beginning of next school year, and the last day of school isn't until 2 days from now. So we are, the summer can just kind of vanish. And for someone high in connectedness and belief, like I am, I don't like things to vanish. I like things to have meaning and purpose. And I like to know that I filled them with meaningful things, the days with meaningful things. And so it occurred to me that our strengths can really impact the way that we spend our summers, the way that we plan our summers, and the way that we decide to spend our summers. And maybe, I guess my part of my thought was it should. So how can we, as a group of people who are kind of journeying our strengths together through the 9 steps and beyond, how can we be intentional about using our strengths this summer? And so that's my question for you today is, how can you be intentional about using your strengths during the summer? Maybe it's planning the summer. Maybe it's a specific thing that you want to do this summer. Maybe it's a specific relationship that you want to grow this summer. Maybe it's the types of books that you want to read, or some research that you want to do, questions that you have that you want answered. Maybe it's people that you want to see, places that you want to go. How do you see your strengths showing up and making your summer intentionally built through your strengths? Share with you the way that I feel like I am using my strengths to intentionally build our summer. In order to do that, I'm going to share my screen with you here, if I can remember how to do that. I'm just going to share my entire screen, so be aware there's lots of stuff going on. This seems, that's because I have the video up. Like, why is that? Yes, it's showing it to infinity. Sorry about that. All right. All right. So this is one of the things that I have done to use my strengths to make my summer intentional this year. I have achiever, arranger, learner, belief, connectedness. I also have discipline in my top 10. Intellection, which is an internal thinking strength. Developer, I think. I didn't look this up. Context. So I decided that our family would, this is also kind of where the intersection of your strengths lie with the intersection of your kids' strengths. I mean, that I think is the sweet spot in strengths-based parenting. You can, where your strengths intersect with your kids' strengths. So this particular calendar resonates with some of my kids more than the others. Of course, 3 of the 4 are pre-readers. But they all have different reasons why they love looking at this. And so we have June, July, and August scheduled out, the trips that we have going, the kind of exciting points. And when I was inspired to do this, it was because I wanted to make some of the normal things of life show up, to be exceptional. So like the normal, usual stuff, I want them to show up as exceptional, so and intentional. So, for example, we also have this. Let's see, this thing. Below it is things that we want to do and things that we need to do, and little pictograms are for our pre-readers here. But we all, as a family, are making this list. It's not complete yet, but, we want to go swimming. We want to have a movie and pizza night. That's the type of thing where we might just do it. But what if it's on the calendar and we can look forward to it with excitement? What if, making popsicles is on the calendar and we can look forward to it? So for me, when I'm talking about my strengths playing out in my summer, this is connectedness and belief, the kind of, I want meaning to come out of even things like popsicles. And then mom and daddy date nights. I don't know if David's even seen that yet, but I put that on there because my desire is to speak to his relator strength and to really show him that I value that, because I think it can often seem that I don't, because I would rather just kind of make pretty calendars and get things done and go places. And then Tamar wrote on there, play date with friends. And there are certain, friends that we've talked about that she would really like to get together with. And so, how do we put, where do we put those things? The summer will be gone and we will not have done one play date if we're not intentional about it, at least from my set of strengths and perspective, because I'm not the spontaneous one, I'm the planned one. And so if it's not planned, it's probably not going to happen before, September 7th of this coming school year. And then, we put the need to do things. I have this, the kind of the learner, arranger, achiever kind of discipline pragmatism of like, you are going to be back at the beginning of first grade in your mind if we do not go over some of our school facts and such. And I really should put working on there, because I can see how working is just going to fall to the wayside if we have all these other things to do. So anyway, that is what I came up with as the representation of my strengths playing out intentionally in the summer that's ahead. And so I'm going to go back to, this thing where you're going to go forever and ever into oblivion. There we go. I'm back. And so that's a pretty tangible representation of how I'm using my strengths in my summer. And I would love to encourage you to do the same. And what I mean the same, I mean, don't put a large, butcher paper on your wall and make a calendar if that's not something that comes naturally to you or sounds fun or seems like it would make your summer awesome. Do the things that will make your summer feel awesome, that will make it be intentional the way that you're wired and the way that your strengths play out. So that's my encouragement to you for and practical aspect of how we use our strengths in our everyday work and everyday life, in our families, in our work. We can even use our strengths in the summer. So that is what I leave you with today during our office hours. Let's see if there's any other comments here. Annie says, let's see, the strength I have not seen used enough is my futuristic strength. I haven't been able to plan much. And that is so true. I'm Annie, and we were just talking about this. And hopefully it's okay that I share that you're just super busy. She's very committed, and when she makes a commitment, it's everything in her to want to keep that commitment, and therefore, when she makes lots of commitments, she's very busy. And I can see that. I mean, futuristic strength, it's a thinking strength, and there's a reason why it is. It takes time to set aside time to think. And maybe that's where discipline comes in, to be able to I don't mean like your discipline strength comes in to be able to plan time to think. I mean, we can easily cross that time out, but what if we like you said, it's stunting your what do you say? Stunting your growth or stunting your ability to dream about the future because your stuff isn't planned out yet. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that, because I think that's especially in the whole thinking strength world. Our world does not value thinking time. It says if you're not doing something or talking to someone, maybe it's not valuable time spent. But those of you and us with thinking strengths know that's not true. For me, intellection, thinking is doing, and I've learned to really embrace that in a variety of ways. So thanks for sharing that. And Sharon, thanks for the comments. She says, "Whoa, a ranger is organized as usual." And yes, flexible though, because you can't really see it from the pictures, but there's like already some like white pages pasted over the top of things. One actually I put in the wrong spot, but we have some things to change. So I'll tape some more white paper over it and redraw my lines and be like, oh yeah, well, that was what we're going to do, but now we're not. So yes, that is true. Strengths all over the place. So let's see. Oh, very good. Okay. Well, thank you guys for commenting in. If you are live or you are watching this replay and you do have a question that you are interested in me taking a stab at or answering, you have a question for me, of me, about you, or about me, please please do shoot back an email to me. I will send this replay out in an email shortly. And I look forward to hearing from you and continuing, hopefully, to be able to support your journey through the 9 steps to life change through your strengths, whether you're at step 1 or you're at step 9 and you're on repeat, and you're doing these over and over in your everyday family life and your everyday work life. So signing off for now, and look forward to a month from now. We'll be able to connect like this again, but don't be a stranger, and please do connect in any way you can as you live your strengths this month. Talk to you later. Bye now.